Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Taco, and today we're back with another video, and week 3 is here. We are 2 weeks down, and with week 3 comes week 3 predictions. Last week, I went 12-4 for a total of 23-9, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, we got 16 games. Let's get predicting. We start off Thursday night, the Dolphins and the Bills. When you look at the Dolphins, it was a much better week last week than week 1. Your offense looked somewhat competent. You were about an inch away on the sideline from winning that game. But yeah, the offense looked good. It didn't seem like they had all these answers. Tua knew what he was doing to a certain extent, got the punt return, but it was a tough loss to the Patriots. The Patriots are an all-right team. You know, you're not anything special. Defense still kind of sucks. They did allow 33, but you know, it was better. When you look at the Bills, a very good win against the New York Jets, just was able to take a team that had some momentum maybe going into the game and just shut it down, run the ball, control the game with the run, play great defense. Tyrod Taylor had more yards than Justin Fields, I'm pretty sure, in like 2 drives on the end of the game. So yeah, it was a very good game for the Bills. With that being said, one team's better here, and that's the Buffalo Bills. They're going to get this win 38-20. It's not like the Dolphins did anything where they're going to be able to compete at this threshold, and the Bills have just shown through the first 2 weeks why they're one of the best teams in the league, and that's going to continue. Give me Buffalo. Then you've got the Bengals heading to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. When you look at the Bengals, it was a pretty good week last week. You were able to get a win against a competent team. Now, obviously, the elephant in the room, Joe Burrow is going to be out for a while. It's going to be Jake Browning for at least this game. I expect them to trade for some solid backup. Hey, pick up Jameis Winston. Let's have some fun in our lives. But it just wasn't good. Luckily, you are facing the Vikings. And when you look at the Vikings, they had a terrible week last week. Yes, the Falcons' defense is decent. You put up 6 points, then lose your quarterback and lose your running back. You're going to have Carson Wentz starting this game. Luckily, the Bengals' defense is definitely not something to be worried about like maybe the Falcons is. And, you know, there are still some great spots on this team. With that being said, I do have the Bengals getting the win here 20-13. I think that Jake Browning does have something in him, that he is able to play pretty well. He's able to take deep shots and connect on them sometimes. And when you're playing the Vikings, who, let's be real, just won't have their punch this game, they're going to put up 13. You know, I think that they'll be able to do enough to get in the end zone enough to win this game. And that's what football is about. It's about getting in the end zone and getting more points than the other team. Give me Cincinnati. Then you've got the Texans and the Jags. When you look at the Jags, as we were just talking about, very tough loss to Cincinnati. Now, the team looks good. The offense looks good. Liam Cohen looks like he knows what he's doing. The defense looked all right. They made some big plays. They got 3 turnovers. Probably should add 4. I think Burrow's arm was going forward on the one that they called back. It was a pretty good game for the Jags. You just weren't able to get a win. On the other side, you look at the Texans. It was a tough loss to the Bucs. Really tough game. But what I did see was a top-tier defense. Special teams played great, but a top-tier defense and an offense that I feel like should be able to be there, and it just hasn't been able to come together yet. They can't really run the ball. They can't really pass the ball too well. Stroud's just kind of missing guys. With that being said, though, I think that the Texans will get back on track and win this game 24-21. I think that the Texans just have that in them where they can come out of something like this. That's what C.J. Stroud does. It's what a team like the Texans does. And that's what they will be able to do to win this football game. And I am still very high on the Jags. But one team is more talented here, and that's Houston. Then you've got the Colts and the Titans. When you look at the Colts, very good game last week. You didn't punt again. Daniel Jones, he's great. The entire team is just great. Yes, it was kind of a weird way that you won with the missed kick and then the penalty and then the made kick. But hey, you are 2-0. You should be on top of the world. The Colts look amazing. When we were saying like, oh, why should Daniel Jones start? And they're like, we could be a playoff team. And we're like, haha. Maybe they can. On the other side, you look at the Titans. It was an okay game against the Rams. Yes, you lost by 14, but of course that was going to happen. And the Rams have had one of the best defenses in the league as of recent. The end of last year, going into this year, they allowed 9 points week 1, and you were able to do something against them. The Titans offense looked like something. With that being said, I don't think that they'll look like enough to be able to compete with the Colts. Give me the Colts 31-17. I've got it continuing for Daniel Jones. Got it continuing for that offense. That defense has played amazing. Give me Indianapolis. Then you've got the Raiders heading to Washington to take on the Commanders. Now, the big thing in this game, Jaden Daniels and his injury. Will he play? I believe he will. That's the person that Jaden Daniels is. The injury isn't severe enough where I think, if it's questionable with him, he's going to play. So, when you look at the Commies, it was a rough game last game. Lost Eckler for the year, but the Packers are a very good defense. We know that. I think that they will be fine as an offense enough. On the other side, you look at the Raiders, also played a very good defense, did not have a good game. Geno did not have a good game. I don't know much about the rest of the game because it started at 10 p.m. Another time, I'm like half asleep. But with that being said, give me the Commies 20-14. I just think that they are the better team here. Jaden Daniels, that offense is struggling. I think that they'll get it together just enough. And I think the Raiders offense is struggling too. And so give me Washington. Then probably the best game. Oh, no. But it's the Rams heading to Philly to take on the Eagles. When you look at the Rams, it was a pretty good week last week. You were able to get a win. It's a lower tier team. You were able to beat them. Puka Nacua in fantasy. Oh my God, this guy's a beast. And now he gets to go up against Adoree Jackson? Like, this was the greatest pick ever. On the other side, you look at the Eagles. You got the win. This guy Patullo, man, he stinks. The offense just doesn't look right. Like they were able to win the game against somewhat of a decent team. Like the Chiefs are good, but it just doesn't look right. With that being said, 1, I don't pick my team to lose, and 2, the defense still looked amazing. So give me the Eagles 17-16. They'll just be able to sneak this out the way that it seems like a lot of games are going to be this year for the Eagles. But they're going to be able to sneak out a win here because that's what good teams do. That's what Philly can do. That's what this defense will be able to provide, and the offense will be able to do enough to get the dub. Then you've got the Panthers and the Falcons. When you look at the Panthers, it was a decent week last week, all things considered. You were down 27-3. Some people call it garbage time, but it seemed like you really found yourself. Bryce Young really found himself in that last little bit. You were able to come back. A few calls definitely went your way, and you got the onside kick. Just weren't able to get it in for an amazing comeback that would have been. But it's definitely something good to look at if you're the Panthers. When you look at the Falcons, got a dominant win last week, really. That defense looks amazing. James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker look really good. And then the offense was just able to do their job. Bijan had a ton of rushing yards. The pass game did what they needed to do. Like, it's a very good Falcons team, and I see that continuing. Give me the Falcons 24-17. I think that defense will be able to bottle up the Panthers enough to definitely be able to get ahead in this game. And then the Falcons offense will be able to do enough. Hopefully find the end zone more in this game and not settle for so many field goals. Give me Atlanta. Then you've got the Patriots heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. I think that's the other way around. When you look at the Patriots, it was a good week last week. You won. You played a subpar team. Your offense did their job. The defense did their job enough. I'm a little bit skeptical, but you were able to come out with a win. Look good for Drake May. Look good for the team overall. On the other side, you look at the Steelers, just a kind of game against the Seattle Seahawks. Like, the defense just didn't look good. The defense hasn't looked good. They need to improve. They are the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think that they will improve somewhat. And then the offense was just not great. Aaron Rodgers didn't play his best game. The kick return, whatever happened there, like, that wasn't good. It was Just not great for the Steelers, but they are Pittsburgh. They find ways to win games like this. I'm doing it again. Give me Pittsburgh 23-20. They'll be able to beat New England. Overall, let's not act like New England's just this amazing football team. Like, I thought people were kind of overhyping them. They lost to the Raiders, and then they beat the Dolphins by 6. I think that Pittsburgh will be able to, if they do their job, don't have anything stupid like a kickoff go back, they'll be able to win this game. Give me the Steelers. Then you've got the Packers and the Browns. When you look at the Packers, very good win on Thursday night. You were able to control the game. Just felt like what you were doing on offense worked. What you were doing on defense really worked. That defense has looked amazing this year. And overall, a great game. On the other side, you look at the Browns. Not a great game. We kind of thought it would happen. The Ravens just out-talented you, out-coached you, outdid you. You know, they were the better team in this game. Still have some solid things for the Browns. I just think you're facing another very good team. I don't see you getting a win here. Give me the Packers 34-17. That offense will just continue to feast against a defense that, let's be real, they have some good moments, but they're not amazing overall. And yeah, I think that the Packers defense will definitely be able to do their job in this game. Give me Green Bay. Then you've got the Jets and the Bucks. When you look at the Jets, it was a bad loss last week. It was bad. Yeah, you just weren't able to run the ball the way you could in week 1. Your defense couldn't stop a thing, which they kind of couldn't in week 1 either. And so overall, just not a good game for the Jets. On the other side, you look at the Bucks. Very good game for the Bucks because you ended up winning. Otherwise, it wasn't an amazing game. Like, you were able to get the win. Baker looked good at the end, but the special teams woes. The defense looked pretty good, but they just lost Kalijah Cansey for the year. And then the offense just has some things that they need to figure out. With that being said, one team is better here, and that's the Tampa Bay Bucks. They are 2-0 for a reason. The Jets are 0-2 for a reason, and it's going to go to 3-0 and 0-3. The Bucks 27-17. The Bucks are able to do stuff like that. Just Baker plays great. The team plays great. Bucky Irving is Bucky Irving. And will the Jets really be able to combat that, especially if Tyrod Taylor's in, because there's the weird concussion thing with Justin Fields? I don't know. So just give me Tampa. Then on to the late window, you start off with the Broncos and the Chargers. When you look at Denver, kind of a sad week last week. You faced what seems to be a pretty good team in the Colts, got real close, had the dumb penalty, lost the game, but you ended up playing some really good football. I think that the offense looked good. The defense, it's the Broncos defense. It's going to look good. They were able to do their job, just not enough to beat a very good team like the Colts. On the other side, you look at the Chargers. Very good week for the Chargers because you won 20-9. Like, Gino played a bad game, but the defense stepped up. The offense did their job. The offense looked good in week 1. They got 2 divisional wins. Why not give them a third? Give me the Chargers 27-21. They just seem like they're able to control games. And in an environment like this, they're going to be able to control this one. Give me L.A. Then you've got the Saints heading to CenturyLink Lumen Field, that's what it's called now, to take on the Seahawks. When you look at the Saints, it was a pretty good week last week, all things considered. Yes, a backup quarterback kind of torched you. You were able to put up 22 points. The offense, Rattler, they still look kind of good somewhat. And then, the defense, it just wasn't great, but it is the Saints defense. On the other side, you look at the Seahawks. Also, very good game. Let's not act like also like the Saints had a really good game. But very good game. Beat a pretty competent team in the Steelers. Did it really because the offense was great. Defense was great. They just played a well-oiled, machined football game. And that's something that if you're able to do, you're going to beat teams like the New Orleans Saints. So give me the Seahawks 28-16. They're just going to be able to control this game enough to get a win here. Yeah, give me Seattle. Then you've got the Bears and the Cowboys. Somehow the game of the week over Eagles-Rams. Don't know how that's a thing. But the Bears, not a good week last week. Allowed 52, was it? That's not good. That's just not good. Need to fix it. Need to fix defense. The offense, it could use some fixing too. Yeah, it's some problems for the Bears. On the other side, you look at the Cowboys. You were able to get a win. Now your defense looked atrocious. It is the New York Giants, and you allowed 37 points. That's pretty bad. But the offense was able to score 40. Brandon Aubrey's a beast. That old team, they were just able to do enough to win the game, I guess. In a absolute, that was a great game. Overall, give me Dallas, 31-26. I think that Dallas is just the better team here. They're going to be able to look at they scored 40. The Lions gave up 52. You're lucky I'm only projecting them 31, but their offense is definitely going to be able to do enough to win this game for the Cowboys. Then you've got the Cardinals and the Niners. When you look at the Cardinals, kind of iffy week last week. You had a very good start, and then the Panthers came back on you, exposed some things with your defense. The offense looks all right. You know, Kyler looks okay. Receiving looks okay. James Conner looks okay. It's okay. When you look at the Niners, they were able to get a win with Mac Jones. Mac Jones looked really good, honestly. The defense looked very good. Fred Warner, he's a beast. Nick Bosa, he's a beast. And then the rest of them have been able to do their job so far this year. With that being said, give me San Francisco. 24-20, I have San Fran winning this game. They are probably the better team talent-wise, and they have been able to just play pretty good football overall, and I think that that's going to continue. Play pretty good football as in you're getting 2 wins, you know. It doesn't matter all this other stuff. You are 2-0. You're playing pretty good football in my book, so give me San Fran. Then you've got the Chiefs heading to MetLife to take on the Giants. I don't know why this game's on Sunday Night Football. The Giants? Come on, guys. When you look at the Chiefs, it's been a bad first 2 weeks. The offense just doesn't look in sync. The defense, they're able to do some good stuff, definitely, but they just aren't, they don't look 100% good. And yeah, but you have played 2 very tough teams, played them very competitively, and just ended up losing. On the other side, you look at the Giants. Hey, pretty good to me. I mean, Russ went off in that game, you know, and maybe against his Chiefs defense, they're going to be able to put up some magic, maybe make this game a little close. I have it being a 1-possession game, but give me the Chiefs 27-21. They are the better football team here. They're going to end up being the better football team here. I just realized, is that my third one that's 27-21? Anyways, but give me the Chiefs 27-21 to beat the Giants. Yeah, maybe the Giants defense might have, or the Giants offense might be able to put up some points, put up 21. I just don't think they'll be able to do enough against Kansas City. Then Monday Night Football, the game of the week, definitely. It's the Lions heading to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. When you look at the Lions, they put up 52 points last week. That's really good. That's really good. The offense, people were like, and they scored, 6 points, and then a garbage time tutty, and it's just not good anymore. You lost Ben Johnson, and then you put up 52. That's what I'm talking about. On the other side, you look at the Ravens, just able to take care of business, played a not very good team, and were able to beat the crap out of them. With that being said, these are 2 teams. They are dogs. They are great teams. Well, one team's a little better, and that team is the Baltimore Ravens. Give me the Ravens 34-31. I just think that they have a better offense, and they have a better defense. When the Lions are on, they can be on. They can score 52. Will they be able to do that again? I'm not sure, but I know that this will be a great game. No, it'll be a competitive game. Give me the Ravens, though, to be able to pull out of this one. That's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure that you drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.